What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer. We're playing some Dirty Bomb in the year 2020. Yeah, we're playing Dirty Bomb. Anyone remember that game? It was really big free-to-play game back in 2015. It was definitely one of the better free-to-play first-person shooter games on PC. But now there's so much competition that people kind of forgot about this game, and the development of the game, like the official support of Dirty Bomb, is pretty much gone. So it pretty much runs on dedicated servers. The official servers are shut down. So there's really no more support. There's no more updates. And for a lot of people, that's a bit of a bummer because there are a lot of these free-to-play games. I mean, they get updates for years and years and years. But this game, officially, is no longer updated. But the community is still alive. There's a couple hundred people online, which isn't a lot, but it's still pretty good. I mean, I think the fact that this game is free-to-play is the only reason why the game still has any type of player base, because you have a lot of these older games that cost like whatever money, even if it's only like $10, people just don't want to pay for it. It inhibits the access to the game. But if a game's free, it has a chance of surviving for years and years and years because people don't want to pay money for games and they want to play free shit. And this is a pretty good free game, I have to say. I love the way that it's not necessarily like a hero shooter per se, but you know, it's a tactical FPS game with certain hero elements. It has certain abilities that different classes have. So, you know, if you want to run SMG, you can have a turret. And if you want to run Assault class, you have the missiles, which I love to use, especially with the objective modes. I can rain down missiles on the enemies, which you will see in this gameplay. And, of course, there are different things like ammo and health and healing and all that stuff. So you have different classes that each have different things to do. And it's overall a really solid gameplay experience. I wouldn't say it's one of the best FPS games I've played by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a good game. If you haven't played it before, it's free, so there's really no harm in playing it. But, you know, just keep in mind that the game isn't getting supported anymore, so don't expect any new updates or anything like that. But if you haven't played it before, I mean, there's really no harm in picking it up. Like I said, it's free. It's completely free. There's no microtransaction shit anymore. Pretty much everything you earn through in-game currency now. There's no more like supply drops or whatever that used to be in the game because, well, it was a free-to-play game, right? Free-to-play games, of course, have monetization like that, but now that the game is not supported anymore, you pretty much earn everything through in-game currency, so you don't have to worry about stuff like that. And the maps are really good, I have to say, and the game modes, the objective game modes, are pretty interesting and unique. I mean, it's kind of like what I'm playing right now is kind of like Payload, but with a little bit of a twist, and it runs through different stages. So if they got the EV through, the match would have still kept going and going and going until they reached the base. And it's a cool dynamic. I mean, the matches are a little bit long for my taste, to be honest with you. You know, with games like this, I mean, like, you have Battlefield where games can last over a half hour. It's not quite like that over here, but it's pretty long. I think it's a little too long, honestly, but it's still good. Now, anyone who's been playing Dirty Bomb for a while would recognize that I didn't really unlock any of the weapons. This is pretty much not my first time playing the game, but probably like my third or fourth game, to be honest, because I didn't play this game back in the day. I wasn't even on PC back in 2015 when this game was popping. So this is really my first time getting into it. I think I played a couple of games of it like almost like close to a year ago, I think. And then I didn't care, to be honest, because it felt a lot like a cookie-cutter FPS, like it didn't really do anything special for me. Not that it was a bad game by any means, but I just had so many other games to play that I just forgot about this. And the fact that it's dead and people don't care about it, so I can't really find friends to play with, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's a free-to-play FPS, so, like I said, there's really no harm in trying it. The skill gap in this game isn't all that high. I mean, I'm coming in for the first time, and I'm actually holding my own pretty good. I guess that's what happens with free-to-play games. Like, I was playing Unreal Tournament the other day, which is supposed to be like a hardcore FPS game, but the fact that no one's playing and it's a free-to-play game, I was able, on my first game in Unreal Tournament, I've never played the game before, I came first place in free-for-all. So, I mean, it's just a weird thing about free-to-play games. When you have these paid games that are old, you know, you tend to have a much stronger skill gap. But for some reason, I mean, like, well, it makes sense. Free-to-play games are more accessible, so you have a lot more people playing these games. that may not be good. Like, because they don't put money into the game, they just come in because they see it's free, and they just play the game. So, if you're a new player coming in for the first time, there's really nothing to be intimidated about. I mean, first of all, the game is pretty easy to get familiar with. Like, it's a pretty generic FPS game in my opinion. Like, there's nothing crazy, like the controls and everything. Like, it's not like you really need to understand the game. You need to understand the recoil and all that stuff, like a lot of the other hardcore FPS games. Like, it markets itself, Dirty Bomb, as a really hardcore FPS that's difficult to master, but it really isn't. It's pretty easy in my opinion, and you know, this is me that hasn't really been playing this game. This is like my third or fourth game, and I'm doing fairly good. I mean, like I said, I'm not like getting crazy kills and doing amazing, but I mean, for a game that I haven't played before, and for a game that's old, you would think that I'd be getting stomped. You know what I mean? But it's really not like that. So from my experience, you really don't have to worry about a learning curve or a skill gap if you're a new player, because I'm pretty much a new player, and I'm holding my own pretty good. Even the veteran players that have so much better weapons than me because they've been playing the game, they've been unlocking a lot more shit, I'm pretty much using the default weapon in the game, and I'm still kicking ass. So you don't have to worry about there being unfair weapons, some OP weapons that you don't have because you're new, and then the experienced players, they have them, and they have a huge advantage over you. That's really not the case in this game. It really isn't like that. The respawn system is a little annoying because sometimes you only have to wait 5 seconds and other times you wait 20 seconds, but it's kind of cool because people respawn at the same time. It's not all over the place. It's pretty well organized, so if you're playing the objective, it's a lot easier to rally the troops on your team and defend or attack. And it also does a good job at preventing spawn trapping because if a whole bunch of people are respawning at the same time, it's hard for the enemy to just spawn trap you. But overall, I'd say it's a pretty decent experience in 2020, and there's certainly no harm in trying it out. It's free. The worst you could do is feel like it's a waste of time, but it can't be a waste of money because you don't have to pay anything to play it. But that pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.